Good day. Thank you for your interest in tax-deferred exchanges. This is one of a series of videos that we've produced on various topics associated with tax-deferred exchange. The reason for this video is that you've probably contacted our staff or possibly even me and discussed the factor of completing a tax-deferred exchange, and we probably weren't very positive in that endeavor. You may very well have been calling us because you're a flipper of properties, and certainly over the last few years, and especially during the recession and afterwards, we have a goodly number of folks out there in the marketplace today that are flippers. And they would like to do tax-deferred exchanges on a continuing basis, but they cannot do so. We also have many contractors that call our office seeking to do tax-deferred exchanges, but we too have to limit them in their ability to complete tax-deferred exchanges because they don't qualify. Let's talk about why. Why does a builder buy a piece of land? Of course, on the video I can't get an answer from you, so I guess I'll give the answer for you. In most cases, a builder buys a piece of land in order to build what we commonly refer to as a spec house on that particular land. And so the overall goal in the purchase of that land was to build a spec house, because that's what builders do, and combine the house and the land together in the sale to a third-party purchaser of what will hopefully be a home that they can live in, resulting in profit to the builder. In reality, a builder is not holding that property as an investment in the tax sense, even though the builder is holding that property as an investment in the overall sense of investments in anything of quality. But from a tax standpoint, the builder is not going to be able to avoid the tax, and the builder will not even be eligible, folks, for capital gains tax discounts. The builder will have to pay the full tax on the profit of that building and land that he or she resells to the purchaser based upon ordinary income tax. And why is that? Imagine yourself walking into a grocery store. You walk down the aisle and you pick up a can of Campbell's soup. You take that Campbell's soup up to the grocery counter and you purchase that can of Campbell's soup. I think everybody listening to this video would understand that a can of Campbell's soup in a grocery store is inventory. Everything in the grocery store is inventory. Every time a grocer sells an item of inventory and there's profit, the grocer pays tax, not capital gains tax, but pays full ordinary income tax on every can of Campbell's soup or everything that's sold in the grocery store. In like fashion, a builder pays regular ordinary income tax because that house, that spec house, in the hands of the builder is inventory. The builder bought that land, built that house only for one purpose and one purpose only, called resale. That makes that party a dealer. Let's talk about flippers. Why did the flipper buy the property that needed repairs? Not to hold on to the property as an investment, but merely to fix up the property and to resell it, which made that property in the hands of the flipper not a capital asset for purposes of investment, but inventory. So whenever the holder of real estate owns the property for purposes of resale, the inventory is not a capital asset in the hands of the owner. The property is inventory in the hands of the owner, as evidenced by the fact that there's no depreciation deduction taken by a builder on the property that's being held, and there's no depreciation deduction being held by the flipper of the property that's being held for resale. So in practice today, we cannot complete tax-deferred exchanges for flippers. We cannot complete tax-deferred exchanges for builders, but we do a goodly number of tax-deferred exchanges for builders who have property that they've held in their portfolio that was not held for resale. So imagine if a builder happened to build a duplex or a single-family residence or something of that sort a number of years ago and decided not to sell it, but merely rented out the property, the duplex, the house, the apartments, whatever it happens to be. That property is not inventory any longer. That property becomes a capital asset subject to the depreciation and becomes an eligible property for purposes of the tax-deferred exchange. Hopefully this provides a better understanding of what the difference between dealer property is and capital assets for investments, and hopefully you'll have a better understanding of whether or not your transaction will qualify as a result of this video. Thank you very much.